Mary Sepp is a drama queen who lives in New York. She wants to be a famous actress, and her life is ruined when Mom moves to a small town in New Jersey. Ugh! Oh, it's the worst!
Argo Font Book Review. Argo Font Book Review.
This review was commissioned through Patreon. Patreon, please give me your money. Mary decides to reinvent herself. She forces everyone to call her Lola, and she wears outrageous clothing. But then her favorite band, Siddhartha, announces that they're breaking up. Oh no, it's the end of the world! Lola makes friends with Ella Gerard, whose family is nice and predictable and boring. They don't approve of Lola's family because they're somewhat strange, and Mom's a single parent with 3 kids. Lola tries to explain about her family situation, but she thinks her father is boring, so she makes up a dramatic story about her parents having a grand romance, complete with Dad's tragic death. The school's performing a play. Lola wants the lead role, and her only competition is Carla Santini, the queen of the high school. She's super rich and super popular, and also a total monster. Don't worry, I'm sure she'll get her comeuppance when the kids she humiliated in high school grow up to be authors. They'll totally make her the villain in their books and movies. Carla tries to put Lola in her place, and she takes all the credit for modernizing the play, even though it was someone else's idea. The modern version of the play takes place in New York, so Lola tries to visualize herself as a low-class New Yorker during the rehearsals, and she starts swearing wildly. It's good acting, but the parents are going to hate it. Carla is furious when Lola gets the lead role. She tries to play it off like, it's okay, I didn't want the role anyway, they only gave it to Lola out of pity. Talk about sour grapes. But Carla gets her revenge on Lola. She gets tickets to Siddhartha's last concert. She also gets tickets to the after party so she can meet Stu, the band singer. Lola lies and says she's got tickets too. And that's the main storyline of the book. Lola has to figure out a way to meet the famous musician, or else she will be humiliated at school. Is it just me, or is this the exact same story as a Goofy movie? Carla orders everyone in school to stop talking to Lola and Ella, and she tries to sabotage Lola by constantly interrupting all the rehearsals. Lola throws a fit when Mom says, no, you can't go to a concert in New York at night without parental supervision. Oh, Mom is the worst! Lola tries to change her mother's mind with a long food strike, only food strikes are hard, so she hides a bunch of food in her room. Mom finds the food, and she's not impressed. Lola tries to find the right clothes for the concert, but the only outfit which works is the fancy dress she wears at the play, so she steals it with the help of a bad boy named Sam. They almost get caught twice. Lola and Ella lie to their parents about having a sleepover the night of the concert, and then they take a train to New York. Things immediately go wrong. It starts raining and the fancy dress is ruined. Lola accidentally forgets her purse on the train, so they don't have money for tickets. They try sneaking into the concert, but they get caught and thrown out. A normal person would probably give up at this point, but if you think Lola is a normal person, you haven't been paying attention. Lola thinks they can still crash the after party. She knows the address because it was printed on Carla's ticket. The party appears to be taking place at the personal home of one of the band members, and that's not the sort of information they would put on a public ticket, but okay, whatever. The girls get lost trying to find the place. When they do find it, they try to trick their way inside by pretending Ella is sick. That's when Stu shows up. Stu is drunk out of his mind and wanders off. Lola and Ella follow him for about 40 pages. They lose him for a bit. He throws up all over himself and goes on a drunken rant about how awful his life is. Lola thinks it's very profound to hear the innermost thoughts of Stu's tortured soul. Ella thinks it's disgusting. I'm gonna side with Ella on this one. Stu passes out for a bit. They drag him to a diner to get coffee, and he makes a spectacle out of himself. He tries to escape through the bathroom. That's when the police pick them up. Lola is forced to admit she lied the whole time. Her dad isn't dead. He lives in New York. This is a dramatic scene, but I was distracted by the fact that Lola's father is a semi-famous illustrator. Random strangers recognize his dog, and that is way more public recognition than I've ever gotten. I don't know why Lola felt the need to lie about her father when the truth is he's legitimately well known. Stu sobers up just in time to hear Lola's confession. He pays to have the dress dry cleaned, and he takes them to the party. Dad and Stu have a great time together, and Carla is shocked to see Lola with Stu. Ha ha! Victory! Take that, Carla! The final 12% of the book is painful to read. Carla lies to the entire school and says Lola wasn't there. Lola's just a pathetic loser liar, and all the kids make fun of her. Nobody believes Lola, no matter what she does. Carla viciously insults Lola over and over again, and that's basically the rest of the book. It's an extended humiliation sequence. Lola feels so terrible she fakes sick to avoid being in a school play. Ella gives her a pep talk and tells her, "You can't drop out of the play. If you drop out, you're letting Carla win." So Lola performs in the play. She does a great job, of course. And on the final page, Carla admits, well, there's more to you than I thought. The end. Post-book follow-up. That ending is a huge bummer. I was expecting a happy resolution where Stu appears and proves that Lola isn't a liar. I mean, that's possible. Stu is legitimate friends with Lola's father now. But no, the ending is a ton of humiliation and Carla giving a half compliment. The harsh ending doesn't match with the lighthearted tone of the book. The book is hilarious. Lola has a lot of great one-liners, and I also noticed a fair amount of theater references. I found it to be good fun. So I was surprised to find several nasty reviews for the book online. Apparently the book lost a lot of readers in Chapter 2, where Lola lies to her best friend over and over again for no reason. I can see why that would make some readers hate Lola. She does act like a terrible person at the start of the book, and it's hard to enjoy a book when you hate the narrator. So if you're not sold on Lola by the end of the first chapter, there's a chance Chapter 2 can ruin her for you, and maybe this problem would be lessened if Carla had been introduced as the antagonist earlier. Now, I had no problems with Lola's lies early on in the book because it was well established that she's a drama queen, and also, I was originally commissioned to read Planet Janet by the same author of this book. Janet was so much more selfish and unlikable. Lola comes off as a wonderful person in comparison. I think the final thing I have to note was that it's also funny that Stu shows up and he's completely drunk the whole time. That was an unexpected, humorous twist. Overall, I thought it was a good book. It's funny, it has good pacing, and it's surprisingly long. I know some people really hate these stories where the narrator is caught in an embarrassing lie, especially since that story always seems to have the exact same ending, but I don't mind that the story was somewhat generic. Really, the harsh ending bothered me more than the predictability of the story. I give Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen an 8 out of 10.